James had always been the kind of person who dreaded mornings. The sound of his alarm clock was like a siren, pulling him unwillingly from the cozy embrace of sleep. Each day began with a sense of reluctance as he dragged himself out of bed, wishing he could just skip the first couple of hours altogether. It wasn't that James didn't like his life. In fact, he was quite content with it. He had a good job, loyal friends, and a loving family, but for some reason, mornings seemed to sap him of his energy, leaving him in a fog as he went through the motions of his morning routine. That began to change one gray Monday when he stumbled across an article about the power of music to influence mood. Curiosity piqued. James decided to experiment. He crafted a playlist filled with his favorite upbeat songs, spanning genres from classic rock to modern pop. The first morning he tried it, James felt a slight shift. Instead of letting the blaring of the alarm clock annoy him, he calmly switched it off and turned on his playlist. As the first notes echoed through his room, he sensed a new rhythm to his movements. The melody had a way of narrating his actions, from brushing his teeth to making breakfast, and suddenly, these mundane tasks felt a bit less burdensome. Day after day, the changes became more noticeable. The songs brought a vibrancy to his mornings. He began to wake up with a sense of anticipation, wondering what song would align perfectly with his steps. The once tedious routine transformed into a series of moments that he relished, each with its own soundtrack. James found that certain songs had particular effects on his mood. A lively pop track would instill energy, making him feel ready to take on the world as he strode out the door. A soulful ballad might inspire reflection, giving him a peaceful start to the day when he felt the weight of life's questions looming. It was as though each song was a brushstroke on the canvas of his morning, painting colors that lifted his spirits and reshaped his outlook. His attitude shifted not only in the mornings but throughout the day. Co-workers noticed the change and often remarked on how James carried a newfound positivity. "What's your secret?" they would ask, and he would just smile, knowing it was the power of music that had lit the spark. James even began to curate special playlists for different days of the week. Mondays saw tunes with invigorated beats to chase away the weekend blues. Fridays were reserved for anthems that celebrated the week's closure and heralded the freedom of weekends. In this way, his life gained a rhythm that helped balance the pressures and pleasures of daily living. The change wasn't just superficial either. James felt that the practice of aligning his morning to music had instilled a discipline, reminding him to take life one note at a time. It brought a sense of control over how he faced each day, transforming what was once a struggle into a symphony. This recreational discovery ultimately taught him a lot about how small changes could have a profound impact on emotional well-being. Music, after all, had been a companion since his younger days. It merely took the right context for him to realize its full potential. And so, what started as an experiment became a morning ritual. James's story is a testament to how the right songs can change not just a morning, but the entirety of one's approach to life.